Cultural appropriation occurs in mainstream media when members of one culture utilize elements of another culture to make a statement. Many different examples of cultural appropriation can be found in print media and television media today. Examples: Gwen Stefani wearing traditional India garb or emulating Harajuku girls during her solo career. Other examples can be found in print ad campaigns when models wear a traditional Native American headdress or attire as a fashion statement. There have even been examples of traditional face painting being applied. For purposes of this presentation, I'm focusing on cultural appropriation of African American culture by current pop stars. Cultural appropriation is the adoption or use of the elements of one culture by members of another culture. It is often perceived as disrespectful, thought to be a form of desecration, and the original meaning of the appropriated element is distorted or lost. It can be viewed as appropriation of style, appropriation of dance, or appropriation of linguistics or speech. Cultural appropriation has been challenged in mainstream media. Nicki Minaj is a large critic of Miley Cyrus. Q-Tip, a rapper, has criticized Iggy Azalea. Macklemore has criticized Iggy Azalea and Miley Cyrus, and Katy Perry has been publicly challenged, all for cultural appropriation. Macklemore raps on a song, White Privilege 2. You've exploited and stolen the music, the moment, the magic, the passion, the fashion. You toy with the culture, was never yours to make better. You're Miley, you're Elvis, you're Iggy Azalea. You've heisted the magic, you've taken the drums and the accent you rap in. Your brand of hip-hop is so fascist and backwards that Grandmaster Flash is gonna slap you, you bastard. Macklemore is a white rapper, however, his defense is that he pays homage and recognizes the culture that he leverages for his art. Miley Cyrus is a popular platinum recording artist. She's 24 years old. She launched a television career in 2006. She's the daughter of a country music star. Miley has been described as having recreated herself as a pornified star who wore gold grills on her teeth and introduced the world to twerking. The truth of the matter is that twerking is a dance that originated in black circles in the South and involves a woman squatting and shaking her derriere. Nicki Minaj took issue with not being nominated for an MTV Video Music Award the year that Miley Cyrus and Taylor Swift both were nominated for songs that were a little less edgy and a little bit more critically lauded. Nicki Minaj was quoted in a New York Times article as having said, "The fact that you are upset about me speaking on something that affects black women makes me feel like you have some big balls." Minaj goes on to say, "You're in videos with black men and you're bringing out black women on your stages, but you don't want to know how black women feel about something that's so important." Nicki continues, "You can't want the good with the bad. If you want to enjoy our culture and our lifestyle, bond with us, dance with us, have fun with us, twerk with us, rap with us, then you should also want to know what affects us, what is bothering us, what we feel is unfair to us. You shouldn't not want to know that." Minaj's argument is that although Miley appropriates the black culture in her style of dance and her style of dress, she's not interested in the struggles of black artists and black Americans. Iggy Azalea is a 26-year-old white female rapper from Australia. Q-Tip has taken account with Iggy not paying homage to hip-hop as a culture. Q-Tip tweeted to Iggy, "Hip-hop is an artistic and socio-political movement, culture that sprung from the desperate ghettos of New York in the early 70s. Q-Tip's argument is that what can Iggy possibly know about the dawn of hip-hop culture? Katy Perry is often the most criticized for her cultural appropriation, not just of African American culture, but of many, many, many different cultures in her music and her videos and her images. She's a 32-year-old American singer-songwriter. She grew up singing in church. Her parents are incredibly religious. This is an image of Miley Cyrus appropriating African American style. She's been criticized for wearing dreadlocks on more than one occasion. She often performs with dancers on stage that have cartoonish, stereotypical African American bodies. Miley contends that she doesn't keep certain producers or dancers around because she believes it will make her look cool. She states, "Those aren't my accessories, those are my homies." Here's another example of appropriation of style. Katy Perry has gold teeth, braids in her hair. In an article on Mic.com, a reporter offers 5 reasons why Katy Perry is the worst cultural appropriator of today's time. Katy refers to her imitations as flattery. She argues, "Can't you just appreciate culture?" Here Katy is in stills from a video called "This Is How We Do." In the first image, she's holding up a peace sign and apparently snacking on a piece of watermelon. And in the second, she has, very tight braids and finger waves, slicked down baby hair in the front of her face, both of which are pretty classic. The hairstyle is a pretty classic style of African Americans, and the watermelon is just one of the grossest stereotypes of African American culture. Here's an image of Miley with a dancer on stage, an African American woman with a very large rear end, twerking, which is the dance style that Miley made famous again in 2014 or thereabouts. Here's an image of appropriation of language, both linguistic and body language. Again, the image is twerk-ish. Iggy often speaks in interviews using slang and linguistics often associated with Black culture. Eve, a female rapper, calls the phenomenon of mimicking linguistics mastering a black scent as opposed to an accent. Iggy is often criticized for the attention she pays to her backside, which is stereotypical African American body type. To the linguistic style and speech that Iggy adopts in her performances. She still speaks with an Australian accent when she's being interviewed, but she raps with a very type of style that is typically associated with slang or quote-unquote ghetto style of speech. It was called verbal blackface by a rapper, Jean Grey, in an article in the New York Times. So, not looking too kindly on what these pop stars are considering flattery really truly is not flattery. It's rather disrespectful.